Good morning, everyone. This is Hadjikyriacos, analyst at IronFX, bringing you the morning comment for the 31st of May. Sterling spikes lower after poll predicts hung parliament. The British pound tumbled overnight following the release of an election opinion poll which projected the Conservative Party to fall short of a majority in parliament by 16 seats. Such an outcome would imply a hung parliament, meaning that the Conservatives would need to form a coalition with another party or govern with a minority. In both of these scenarios, Theresa May would likely have less domestic support than previously, and as a result, her hand in the Brexit negotiations may be weaker. Even though one should not take the results of a single poll for granted, we have to note that over the past few weeks, the gap between Conservatives and Labour has been steadily narrowing in almost all polls. So even though this one showed a potentially extreme outcome, with the Conservative Party not being able to even establish a majority, most other polls confirm the story that Labour is slowly but surely catching up. If new polls show that this trend continues heading into election day next week, we would expect the British pound to remain under pressure, on speculation that this race may actually be closer than previously anticipated. Cable was trading marginally above the 1.2850 hurdle ahead of the release of the poll. The pair then dropped below that level to hit support a few pips above the 1.2770 zone. Should new polls indicate that the Conservative-Labour gap continues to narrow over the next week, we would expect the bears to retake control at some point and push the price lower. A clear break below 1.2770 could pave the way for the next support at 1.27. Euro lifted by another media report about the ECB. The euro came under renewed buying interest yesterday, following a Reuters report that the ECB is set to upgrade its language about growth at the June meeting, and that the Governing Council will discuss whether to drop some aspects of its forward guidance that stimulus can be increased in the future if needed. We share the view for a more optimistic tone on growth. Policymakers could acknowledge that the risks surrounding the outlook for growth are no longer tilted to the downside, but are instead broadly balanced, considering that growth-related data are very strong and that forward-looking indicators like the PMIs suggest that this will likely continue. However, we think it is far too early for the ECB to alter its forward guidance by removing the signals the QE program can be expanded and that rates could be lowered further in the future if needed. Even though policymakers could indeed discuss this prospect, we do not expect an actual decision next week. Such a rapid change in language could be overinterpreted by investors as a preliminary hint to tapering, which could result in a sharp appreciation of the euro, as well as a spike higher in euro area bond yields. What's more, a couple of days ago, Draghi clearly said that an extraordinary amount of monetary policy support is still needed, including through the use of the bank's forward guidance. In any case, for today, market focus will be on the block's CPI figures for May. The forecast is for both the headline and the core rates to have declined. The focus will probably be on the core rate, which is anticipated to have declined to 1% year-on-year from 1.2% year-on-year previously. Even though this could hurt the euro somewhat, we doubt that such a modest pullback will ease speculation regarding a more optimistic tone by the ECB with regards to economic growth. From Canada, we get GDP data for March today. The forecast is for GDP growth to have risen following a stagnant print in February. The forecast is supported by the strong retail sales print, as well as the fact that net exports turned positive during the month. Indeed, in its latest policy statement, the Bank of Canada also noted that growth was very strong in the first quarter. In case of a strong print, the Canadian dollar could extend its recent gains. We have 3 speakers on the agenda: ECB Executive Board members Benoit Coeur and Sabine Lautenschlager, and Dallas Fed President Robert Kaplan. For more information, please read the full comment on IronFX.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Hadjikyriacos, analyst at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.